Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. We are just about ready for a new Go Battle League season. We've already covered all the updates, all the new moveset availability getting added to so many Pokemon. The move changes. Dragon Breath's going to be crazy. It's going to be a new Psywave, much more energy generation, and among many other changes that are getting added this season, getting adjusted this season. And some of the top trainers who finished with the best placings at the World Championships in Anaheim have suggested their teams for you to run in the Open Great League to start the season, because you might be wondering, what the heck do I run to start this new season? Some of these Pokemon going to be awfully familiar, some going to be really different heading into this new season, and we're going to start things off with who better than the Pokemon Go World Champion to get things kicked up. Without further ado, let's scooch on over. And in the Open Great League, here we go. We got some amazing teams for you. Starting off with our world champion, Beelzeboy from India. And he is running Carbink, which is certainly going to be seeing more play, not just because of buffs and nerfs this season, but because of... so it got a Rock Slide buff, right? Rock Slide going to be doing more damage now. So now you have that cheap energy cost Rock Slide doing more damage. But also, it is going to be a wall to the common moveset of Corviknight. Corviknight with Iron Head going to have that double super effective coverage to the Carbink. But most Corviknight now going to be running Air Cutter Payback, and you absolutely wall that energy. So it is not going to be a fun matchup at all for Corviknight, which is a very flexible Pokemon. And it's going to be one of the few things that really walls that energy. So the Carbink Corviknight core and the Shadow Marowak in back, awfully weak to a grass lead. So a little bit of an ABA line. If you see a grass type Pokemon, I can see that being tricky. But maybe you just try to soft lose with that Carbink in the lead and then go from there. It says ABB versus flying type Pokemon. The second charge attack on Corviknight can be changed depending on what you're facing. So yeah, maybe depending on what you're facing, you could opt for Iron Head if you're running into trouble against certain things, or Sky. I guess you probably wouldn't want to opt for Sky Attack, because then you're missing out on coverage. But there you have it. LNDS Hard Jeff finished third place at the World Championships. Looks like we're missing out on Pato Man, and I do know that Inadequence, who puts these graphics together, likes to reach out to all these trainers. So if we're missing Pato Man, I'm sure Inadequence reached out. It just didn't quite hear back from Pato Man in time. But LNDS Hard Jeff running Dusclops, Empoleon, and Shadow Kanto Marowak. So it looks like Shadow Kanto Marowak might be pretty popular in this upcoming season still. Empoleon, of course, got buffed with Drill Peck getting a buff, and then Metal Sound getting added to its move pool. Now, Empoleon before was running either Steel Wing or Waterfall. It finally got a very solid fast attack in Metal Sound, which I believe is a clone of like Powder Snow, but Steel. And then Dusclops running, look at that, Hex, Shadow Punch, Fire Punch. Very interesting, probably for Corviknight coverage. Fire Punch Dusclops will give good coverage and will not be expected. Empoleon can be deadly with energy advantage. Very interesting. I did not really consider Fire Punch Dusclops myself. So Hard Jeff thinking outside the box already. And wow, that'll be interesting if we see Fire Punch Corviknight to start things off this season. We go to another LNDS player from Brazil, finished fourth place at Worlds. A cool storyline as well, by the way. These two faced off, Hard Jeff and Corlash, at Worlds to fight for third place. And Corlash and Hard Jeff had faced 2 times prior the same season in grand finals in regionals, and Corlash had taken both of those matches to win first place, Hard Jeff second place, I believe. And Corlash, or Hard Jeff, finally got the better of Corlash. Just two amazing players, those two. Corlash running Turtonator, Corviknight, and Gastrodon. So it looks like we're seeing a lot of Mudslap plus Corviknight cores so far. And then Turtonator is going to be really interesting with the buffed Brutal Swing, buffed Dragon Claw, and Incinerate. Like, going to get to those Brutal Swings so fast. Similar to, like, Typhlosion, it's going to feel like. And then Dragon Claw, of course, is going to be changed. I think we're expecting it to be like a Drill Run, is what I've heard. So that'll be really interesting. The fast speed of Turtonator now. Before it only had hard-hitting charge attacks. Now it's going to have fast charge attacks. Balanced team that covers Turtonator's weaknesses. All of these Pokemon are buffed with the recent update. Oh, and that's right. Water Pulse as well got buffed on the Gastrodon. We move on to two more teams. Maximilian P, friend of mine. Shadow Steelix, Safe Switch Golisopod, and Galarian Moltres. I've heard some people saying Galarian Moltres I think is going to be even better this season. And, of course, Dragon Tail getting buffed on Steelix. Golisopod baits out Bastiodon, so Galarian Moltres can sweep. Movesets on Steelix and Golisopod can be changed to preference. Okay. And, yeah, notice that Steelix, of course, as we mentioned on the Dragon Tail, as opposed to Thunderfang. Don't think you're really going to want to run Thunderfang almost ever in this new meta. Just because Dragon Tail is going to be a lot stronger neutrally, and there's going to be a lot more dragons running around, right? So it feels like Thunder... I guess it will have its merit, right? Because of Corviknight's presence. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Thunderfang will still have play. But it just feels difficult to run Thunderfang when there's going to be so many dragons. But a cool team from Maxi. World's top 5. Man, what a way to end the season for Maxi after I think he had a little bit... He was struggling just to qualify for Worlds, and then he finished off the season with a top 2 finish at a regional, and then got top 5 at Worlds. Absolutely crazy for him. And then Firestar, maybe a lesser-known player, but had his best finish of the year at Worlds, which how crazy is that? Same thing happened in the video game championships. A player who had never won a tournament won the video game world championship, which is pretty crazy to me. Not a bad choice to win your first tournament at the world championships. But Firestar running Shadow Steelix, Fearow, and Azumarill. Steelix can play out most leads in this new meta, especially in the 2s. Fearow will be surprising opponents are grabbing shields with its amazing coverage. Yeah, I mean, Drill Run. Fearow does have amazing coverage, honestly. There's not a whole lot of things that are going to resist both flying and ground. So you have that coverage for steel types. And it's really just like Corviknight, right, that walls it. And, I mean, Drill Run only single resisted. So I bet Fearow can even put up a little bit of a fight against Corviknight since he resists the sand attacks as well. So Fearow seems like a pretty decent safe switch, and you get to those drill runs relatively quickly. So against electric types as well, like nice coverage against electric types. And Azumarill is the OG, man. Azumarill is the OG. Been around since season 1 and is sticking around. Azumarill ain't going anywhere. And we have 5 more teams for you. 5 more teams. Let's start with Master Mahir. 2 players from representing India at the World Championships. 2 in the top 8. Unbelievable. India is OP at Pokemon, apparently. And we have Corviknight, Primeape, and Carbink. This feels like a team that I would run, honestly. I've run Carbink and Primeape in a tournament before. Corviknight is a good lead to get early shields and setting up Primeape as one of the best safe switches. Carbink is there to hard punish Dragon and Fire-type Pokemon. Yeah, and Carbink's extremely bulky, and pairing 2 bulky Pokemon with Primeape is oftentimes a good idea because they don't really require shields, and you can invest those shields with the Primeape where it might thrive. Magic Mason finished top 10 at the World Championships. Friend of mine. Super impressive by him because he didn't really compete all that much this season. Then he just shows up for Worlds, ends up having an incredible run. Empoleon baits out any Mud Slap users and threatens them with Hydro Cannon. Galarian Corsola can tank damage, so shields can be preserved for Dedenne. So yeah, Galarian Corsola didn't necessarily get a buff, but still a very strong neutral Pokemon. And same thing with Dedenne. I mean, some people were saying Parabolic Charge needed to get nerfed with how strong Dedenne is. And then Empoleon, as we talked about, has gotten buffed. So this feels like a really strong team. Double weak to ground in the back, but hopefully can manage with the neutral, oppressive nature of the Corsola. We have Jocks from Portugal. World's top 10. Congrats to Jocks. Has been a really strong player for a long time and able to showcase it on the world stage. So congrats to him. I'm sure he's really proud of that performance. And he's running Shadow Kanto Marowak, Fortress, and Regidrago. So expect Talonflame. He says, I expect Talonflame to be rare. Yeah, Talonflame would be pretty tough in the lead. Making Fortress a really solid, pivot. Neutralizing Regidrago answers. Gotcha. Marowak pressures set answers. Okay, interesting. I feel like Talonflame could get pretty awkward in the lead. Of course, you have the bait potential with Marowak, so maybe you escape out of that situation. But yeah, Talonflame could be tough. I guess, yeah, with the increase in dragons plus Empoleon being pretty common, Talonflame could see less play. But I mean, Corviknight's also going to be there, but also Bastiodon and Carbink are going to be there. So yeah, it makes sense. Maybe less Talonflame flying around out of fear of those rock-type Pokemon and the dragons as well. And we wrap things up with Trent. Trent, longtime player of this game, saw a great run at the World Championships, running another Shadow Kanto Maric, probably the most popular Pokemon we've seen on this graphic. Running, of course, Mudslap, Bone Club, Rock Slide as the standard moveset. Rock Slide getting that buff, which does really help it because Rock Slide was kind of so bad before. I didn't touch on this, that Bone Club actually did more damage than Rock Slide with 10 less energy required. Now Rock Slide at least does more damage than Bone Club, so you have a slightly harder hitting attack, and it provides more damage, or again, something like a Jump Bluff, you can actually like probably two-shot the Jump Bluff. Or maybe if a Galarian Moltres has been chipped a little bit, you can actually threaten to one-shot it versus maybe they wouldn't have to respect the Rock Slide before, even if they had been chipped a little bit. So yeah, Rock Slide doing a little bit more damage will be more helpful for Marowak as well. Shadow Fortress Safe Swap, very similar to Jocks' team, and has that Sand Tomb, Rock Tomb. So oppressive, Shadow Fortress is with those Bug Bites. Sometimes you don't even need the Rock Tomb, you just go straight Sand Tomb. And then Bastiodon, big bad Bastiodon as the closer, got that Smackdown buff. I'm not too excited to see more Bastiodon roaming around, but there you have it, folks. Those are the team suggestions from some of the best players at the World Championships this season. I hope you guys found some of those teams helpful. Hopefully you have some of those teams ready already, can build some of them if not. And hopefully some of those teams get you some good elo to start out climbing in this new season. Climb those ranks fast, get those rewards, and most importantly, have some fun. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We just hit 48,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for that. And as always, check out Inadequance. He'll be posting this graphic where you can download it to your phone and have it as a reference on the day the new leagues go live. So stay tuned for that. Link in the description. All that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.